for today's Cup of Coffee with Scream.
Tomorrow, I'll love you tomorrow.
Oh, the rabbit holes we go down.
Listen,
Every day, it's just, this is what happens when you have neurospicy.
musical theater neurospicy.
Yeah. And the thing is, with the knowledge that is recently coming about, those of us that are under the category of neurospicy, are we vaccine injured?
It's possible.
It is highly possible.
It's like, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. That, and I think on some of us, it's a matter of complex PTSD.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's just, CPTSD is rampant right now. Because how can you not have PTSD from the shit that's going on right now, along with the shit that you've been through?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, things to fuck your brain up. Because it does change the neural pathways and stuff. A lot of it's coping skills. Some of them are positive, some not positive. Yeah. Everything's like that. It's most interesting. This is why you don't judge people, because you don't know their journey. Once you do know some of their journey, it's like, that's why they do that. That's why they act that way. Oh, it makes sense now. Yeah. And it's like there's not that many people that want to take the time to know people on that level.
Everybody wants to be surface level.
Yeah, because it's easier. It is much easier.
I'm sorry. It comes much more naturally for me personally. It comes much more naturally to go into deep conversations than have small talk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's why you have to be very selective also. And especially you being a Pisces, that's just empath.
Yeah,
so
it hurts me sometimes.
You do not need to carry other people's burdens.
That was like that video that you had that I watched earlier with you, and just that I could feel the panic and the pain.
Mm-hmm. But that's not yours. You're in some ways there's a difference when you have an empathic gift. At a certain point, you learn to control that rather than allowing it to control you.
Oh, I started praying for them, and then it started going away.
That's it. You pray for somebody, but as far as that is their pain, you were not asked to share in that. It's almost like stealing. And it's needless because it renders you unable to help the people that God has put around you.
Yeah.
That's just truth.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a long time to figure some of this stuff out. We need people to teach other people how to be empaths in a proper manner. And I'm not talking about some of these new age flake guru narcissists. Because let's face it, there's a whole lot of people like that in the new age community. Lots. We have an epidemic of narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
Of every size, shape, religion, belief system, you name it. If you've got somebody that's doing the look at me, I've got all the answers, that person, turn away from them.
Yeah. Yeah. The ones who shout the loudest don't know jack shit, don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, that or they're getting ready to be humbled largely. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people that are getting humbled real fast right now.
Yeah.
And before we started recording, you were talking about Ariana Grande and Cynthia, whatever fuck her name is.
I don't know.
She's a bitch. I really don't like her.
That's a creepy situation right
there. Listen, she can fake being a good person all that she wants. I can see right through that shit, bitch.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
Every time she does an interview, she outs herself.
Ariana Grande was already not the greatest person, but she is leeching Ariana Grande. She is bleeding her dry.
Yeah, she's draining her dry. I mean, it's just like you're watching it in real time, and it's just creepy.
Either that, or they're doing it to each other.
It's like I don't do pop culture. I mean, seriously, I haven't for a long time because there's nothing worth really getting involved. The last pop culture thing that I really liked was Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was good.
That was good. And it's like, these people need to learn to act, do their job, and then just stay out. If it doesn't have anything to do with their job, keep their mouths closed. I mean, I understand they're humans, and it used to be part of the contract for these actors and stuff like that. Do not talk about this shit in public, because it can totally taint the work that they have done in the past, will do in the future, any of it. I mean, there have been so many people that they decided that they were going to do political whatever, and now anytime, if you hear their music, if you see the TV, movies, whatever it is, you think of this shit. To sit there and go, damn, this was such a good production. It's really sad that the individual turned out to be an asshole.
Yeah. That's like, I had no idea that Bette Midler was an asshole until you told me the other day, because I never watched interviews, never saw anything outside of Gypsy and Hocus Pocus.
That's why, and a lot of it, like I said, sometimes it's like, don't meet your heroes. Do not meet your heroes, because then you will understand they're just people.
Yeah.
That who it is that if it's a character, you fall in love with that character. That's an illusion. That character does not actually exist. Mm-hmm. That's why books are better.
Yeah.
They truly are. Nobody can take that from you.
Although one of the people that has always sort of been one of my favorite celebrities or actresses, because she's really good, Meryl Streep. I would like to interview her. That would be nice.
Okay.
But yeah, just don't meet your heroes.
No.
There's a bunch of people, like there's a bunch of singers that I listen to, and it's like, oh, they're assholes. Like, listen, Lady Gaga can come off she can try her best to come off as a sweetheart and all that shit. She's not.
No,
she's evil.
Over the past several years, a lot of these people that you never thought, and from what we were being told, people that you would never dream would be involved in some of this stuff, right there in the middle of it.
Yeah. I don't remember who it was that really got me. I'm like, what? Gwen Stefani. That was it. It was on either the Epstein list or the Diddy list.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Well, there's, for many, many years, ever since Hollywood was a thing, the casting couch it was renowned. And then all of a sudden, it's like, and then it's so much worse than that.
Oh, there's shit that we can't even talk about on this podcast.
No, we
and
can't.
I don't want to go into that subject because it breaks my heart.
But the video that he was discussing earlier was actually body cam footage that it's a male officer and a female officer. The female officer was driving someplace down in Florida. There was this family that was crossing the road. They were not at a crosswalk or anything like that. She mows them down. Runs right through there. And the male officer is like, did you not see them? She's like, no. I mean, lack of emotion. It was creepy. Massively creepy. So they have to report it.
That's either psychopath or a sociopath or someone
There's
that
a
just
problem.
They're void of soul.
Yeah, with a gun. Do you really want somebody out like that? And you wonder how some of this shit happens.
And
so
a mobile tin can.
And so people was screaming. Now, it's like, should they have been out at night, not using the crosswalk and stuff like that? No, there were multiple reasons that this could have been prevented, or multiple, ways that it could have been prevented. But they all sitting there screaming, "Mama!" Mama did move. As far as we know, she lived. Nobody said anything else, and then I couldn't find as far as the updates on it.
Yeah, I was hoping that there would be updates. I want that cop fired and arrested.
As somebody that has worked as a first responder and stuff, you don't ever get used to it, but you learn to separate the emotions from, because if you get too emotional, especially in a crisis, you are ineffective.
I figured it was a numbing.
No, it's a separation. It's a form of dissociation.
You remember my driving instructor?
Uh-huh.
He was a first responder too, or he worked as an EMT or something like that at one point. And the stories he told me and the shit that he saw, I'm like,
why would he tell you that?
Oh God. He saw someone's brains splattered across the road, all that shit. And I'm like,
why was he telling you this?
I don't know. I
told you there was something off about that man. Anybody who does not like music, something ain't right.
Yeah. He's like, I don't really like music. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's my life.
God. And it's like, I would have turned something. After he started horror stories, I'd have turned that radio on.
I brought one of my CDs and played it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it's like, did you sit there and go that you should have told him, I'm a Pisces and I'm an empath. Don't tell me this.
Oh hell no! I didn't
this.
have the sound. I didn't have the sense to do that back then. I just sort of was like,
set boundaries.
Oh shit!
Yeah, set boundaries. Because first responders, they have to. They're made a little different. The ones that have done this for years and stuff, they're and thank God for them, because they were designed to do the jobs that they do without having an emotional meltdown. Because when you have an emotional meltdown, it shuts off the rational part of your brain, and you're ineffective.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do your job. So do they have a really dark sense of humor sometimes?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And people are like, what is wrong with you? And it's like, just how they be.
It's called trauma.
To a degree.
Like, that's no joke. The only way that you can separate yourself from that is being repeatedly traumatized by seeing it. Because it hurt. At least that's how I view it. I may be wrong on that. Everybody's experience is different. Everybody's opinion is different.
Well, I will tell you this. When Michael first, when I was trying to get help for him and stuff and calling various and sundry, and my God, phone calls that I don't even remember making. And I talked to a paralegal one time, I think, and she said, look, you're going to have to dissociate yourself, your emotions, or you're not going to get anything done. And she was right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know that any of it mattered, but I did the best I could do with what I had at the time.
Well, we don't know what God's doing right now with him.
We don't. And this has absolutely nothing to do with our Santa Claus picture back here. We'll get to that in a minute.
No, this is just a rough time that we're living in. That's it.
But Kid and I had watched AJ from the Why Files. People had wanted him to watch this Star Trek creation, and it was all AI.
It was.
And it was incredible.
It looked so real.
It did, but there's...
To the untrained eye,
Mm-hmm.
it could easily trick someone.
Yeah. But there are subtleties as far as how the human face moves, how it ages. There were shadow differences. That little fold that's between your nostrils there. Different things like that you pick up and you're like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. I mean, you do notice it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if somebody was not paying attention, would they have, of course, it's not like Shatner could go back and forth in age by, I think he's in his 90s now.
I don't know. Did you see The Substance? There's some celebrities that really, now, like Christina Aguilera, it makes you think, like, oh shit, what kind of thing did they take? Because they're aging backwards.
Yeah, but there's no way that he could look like he looked back in the 60s.
No.
But it was incredible. the one that disappointed me was Leonard Nimoy's, as far as Spock. That was the one that looked most AI-ish.
Mm-hmm. It was the Cupid's bow thing, like that little finger depressor
It's a
part.
divot. I don't know. It has a name. I just can't remember.
It's
it
the
right
divot,
now.
and you put your finger there sometimes, and that's it.
It's that there you're pondering. You're like,
Yeah, it's like,
why is this
it's
here?
your thinking groove.
Yes, that's it. So it wasn't.
And his eyes were too
there.
beady.
They were, and I don't know why they got the eyes beady.
Because even when he got older, his eyes never got that
not
beady.
at all. Leonard Nimoy was a very distinctive-looking man. He was just born to play the role of Spock.
He was basically Spock.
Yeah, cool dude.
There's never going to be another Spock.
Yeah, that was it. And there will never be another James T. Kirk.
Mm-mm.
Shatner, for all his foibles and his dramatic pauses. God, it's funny. It's funny. But you expect that of him. That is just part of who he is.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing was incredible. Scary, but incredible.
Yeah. Like I said, to the untrained eye, no one would have ever known that it was AI.
And that's just like our backdrop today. This was created by Grok.
That is X's AI thing, right?
Uh-huh.
It's
And
pretty
it
cool.
is, because usually I use Wombo.
Wombo wing.
It's free.
Wombology, the study of Wombo.
But Grok is just, and every time it creates a picture, it learns. And it learns. And it learns. It's crazy.
Oh, that's good, because that Wombo can never give me an accurate Blythe doll.
Yeah. Well, you might want to try that on Grok.
Because, I have a vision in my head, but I need that AI thing really helps with, art stuff, so it can really help, with physical art.
What is also more creepy and interesting is that you can ask Grok to draw a picture of you.
Uh-huh.
And by your post, it will formulate a picture.
It got you good.
God, I wish I looked like that.
No, but I'm talking about the description. It got you good.
It did. And it's like, how interesting, but how creepy.
I'm so glad I don't post everything that I like on my Twitter. I'm so glad that I keep some shit to myself.
A lot of us are sort of, well, I am all over the place on some things, but also pretty specific on some things. I thought it was interesting, the main thing as far as to be recognized as a follower of Christ.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I'm doing something right.
Yep.
But we're recording this on the last day of November 2024. So tomorrow, December the 1st, when this is uploaded, released, whatever the hell they call it, it will be official as far as you can go ahead and do the Santa things now.
It is free reign. Keep your holiday in your holiday season.
Be free. The Christmas peoples, the Yule peoples.
There's this one person.
Run, be free.
There's this one person that their side business is decorating for Christmas. The interior of their house is nothing but Christmas all year long, packed to the brim.
It's okay. I mean, we have Halloween year round. We do,
but it's not packed like that.
No. I mean, it's like, you got to realize when I say we have Halloween year round, we do, because it is that gothic, whimsical element. I mean, we have some other things, but that is the decor.
Spirit Halloween is transitioning into Christmas as well. They got spooky Christmas stuff.
That would be pretty cool.
They do. They got spooky Christmas stuff.
Well, the thing is, even on that, I don't feel the need to do spooky Christmas. I like to do traditional. I honestly do. I like to have holly. I like to have evergreen, even though it's gotten really ridiculously hard to find holly.
It's just like, why is that?
People don't grow holly trees and stuff the way that they used to. Or they don't put them out where people can buy them.
Can holly grow in this area?
Oh, yeah.
So then how come we don't put a holly tree right there in the backyard?
We could. The reason you don't put a holly tree is because when the leaves fall, they're treacherous. Oh, my God. It's like chestnut trees. You do not want a chestnut tree in your yard.
We'll put one up on the farm.
Maybe. That is a thought. And they've got those little tiny holly bush thingies.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start pruning branches off of it, then you've got gaps. So, it used to be. And the holly trees get really, really large.
Yeah, they big trees.
Uh-huh. As one that branch about got Omega that time. Hit him.
That's
in
a
the
widow
head.
maker, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what he said. And it was a branch that he could not see. He cut another branch that was supporting that one, hit him direct, knocked him out. That was several years
Wasn't
back.
he bleeding out of his ear or something like that?
Yeah, he wouldn't go to the doctor.
That's called brain damage.
Well, yeah.
Concussion.
Yeah, that's concussion.
God, and I was talking to Dad about him, and I'm like, that man's like he might as well be the $1 million man at this point because he's still up and running.
Yeah, and we don't know how.
By the grace of God.
Absolutely, by the grace of God. But for people who enjoy, and this is one of the reasons that I enjoy the George C. Scott version of A Christmas Carol. Because it reminds you, don't become jaded.
Mm-hmm.
Because as Scrooge was walking through the marketplace and he was talking about all these people buying these things that they can't afford and doing this and that and the other, and that the ghost had reminded him as far as, let me show you what these goods are going to be used for.
It is such a compelling and amazing story. It really makes you rethink a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's fun? Well, it's not funny, but I was talking earlier when I was talking to Dad. I was like, we still need to go to the Barter Theater, and the tickets, they're about to expire, so we need to go this year. And I was like, what's playing? A Christmas Carol is one.
Oh, good.
And Santa Claus Came to Town is playing. And then there was something else, but and Dad's like, I've already seen the Christmas Carol many times in school plays and stuff like that, but it's like, it's not the same as legitimate theater.
Right, because legitimate theater, even if it's bad, it's going to be good.
So I told him I want to go see it.
Yeah,
because I want to see that so bad.
Yeah. Good. I think that would be a wonderful outing and experience for you.
I would like it if you and I could go one day.
Well, yeah. So, anyhow, within that, don't get caught up with the commercialism.
Vicky got to go there when they were still trading.
Oh.
With the chickens and the stuff like that. She got to go.
The State Theater of Virginia is the Barter Theater, which is located in Abingdon, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they call it the Barter Theater is because during the Depression and stuff, people didn't have money to see plays and stuff like that, and the price of admission was a bartering item.
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't Vicky that went to see it while it was in the bartering system. It was Dad's parents.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think she's quite that old.
It was Dad's parents, and so they got to go see the barter when they were still trading chickens and for a seat or something like that. Yeah. Or whatever else.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that we could go back to that because that's a lot cheaper.
Well,
sort of.
No, not really. I mean, it's it is, but what it is. You all over the page tonight, ain't you? God love you.
I listen. I'm trying. Like I've been panic brain for most of this month, and so it's like,
yeah. He's having a bit of dark night of the soul. So
that dark night of the soul has been about a year, about 2 years now.
There's no time frame on how long it lasts. Yeah. So just prayers for me, if you would, please. And like I said, I wish we had a school that was legitimate enough to where people could be taught about spiritual gifts, how to use them when they go have crises and different things like that, to have somebody to sit there and go, honey, this is what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You're not crazy. This is what's going on.
Yeah. Because you tell that to some therapists and they'll commit you.
Absolutely. And it was something that we'll talk about after you watch it. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not good for you to watch it. I had watched, I think his name's Robert Malone, and he was instrumental in doing some of this mRNA stuff. And he has a new book that he has written, and along with his wife, about propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just give you, we'll do a fuller talk about this and how it's being used to manipulate people. And we already knew that. I don't trust dude. I do not trust him as far as I can throw him.
If you don't trust him, then I'm more than likely I'm not going to listen.
But that's something that we will, like I said, probably talk about on the next cup.
Mm-hmm.
But on this one, as we wind down and wind up on this, it's okay to celebrate. It's okay to partake in enjoyment. And if it's winter, or if it's a shiny bauble, or lights, or candles, and enjoy that other people are having laughter and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have got a large group of people, or they seem to be large, maybe it's not as large as I think they are, that are hell-bent on being miserable and trying to make other people miserable.
Yeah.
And some of those people need to be told, it's like, fine, it's your choice to be miserable. Go over there and sit down a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to make everybody else miserable.
Misery loves company. But
That's
it's like,
it.
not today, Satan, be gone.
It's okay to set boundaries and to sit there and go, you deal with you. Because that's the problem. No matter where you go, there you are. And they do. That misery just is following them everywhere. That's a demonic spirit.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
So as far as trying to steal, kill, and destroy other people's joy,
mm-hmm.
and the spirit of the season and different things like that, and it's like, don't let them.
Yeah, don't let them.
Get you a little, I don't know, snowman or something. Set him up and look at him.
Someone found the I'll tell you afterwards. I can't say it
he's
on
all
here.
over the page. God love me.
It's the Christmas ornaments.
It's to try to, I jump through hoops. I used to say I didn't juggle well, but apparently I actually do.
It's ADHD brain. Unmedicated ADHD brain.
Yeah. But just choose to be happy. Watch It's a Wonderful Life. That's another thing to put you back in perspective. But like I said, I love the George C. Scott version of A Christmas Carol. I love Charlie Brown's Christmas special. Linus was always my favorite. Mm-hmm. I used to read the Charles Schultz, that he would have books when I was a kid in our library. He was a very spiritual man. Yeah, we got a cat that's squeaking over here. So.
Yeah.
She doesn't usually talk, but of course while we're recording she wants to talk. Some of those things are wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a time to come together as a family, set aside all differences, and just be grateful and, what's the word I'm looking for? Bask in it.
Yeah.
Bask in each other's company, because you really don't know how much longer you have together.
No, you don't.
And that's not me trying to be morbid. It's just appreciate each moment that you have with them, each holiday.
And even as far
and to y'all
as
that cut family out due to this election and with Thanksgiving and that, y'all are idiots.
Our people
Soon
didn't do that.
you will regret it.
Nobody listens to us has done that, or they wouldn't be listening to us.
I know that, but this is just in case.
But even as
Just
far
in case
as
someone comes along.
you've got people go down these rabbit holes. It's not really Christ's birthday. No, it's not. They really do suspect that it was September 11th. 9/11 was his actual birth date whenever back in the day when he was born. It doesn't matter. You can celebrate both. You can celebrate the spirit of giving and joy and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do that. Celebrate the return of the light. Because these next 21 days are usually rough for me. Because I can feel it little by little by little.
Mm-hmm.
But then on winter solstice, I can start, it's like turning a corner. You can feel the light begin to return little by little by little.
Mm-hmm. You can do this. We got this, Mama.
Yeah.
I pray that God's going to get us through this winter easily, smoothly.
Yeah. And I may get you to put our Christmas lights up tomorrow.
Okay.
We have Christmas lights.
We do.
So everybody's having the paranormal and supernatural. Everybody. Yeah. You want to tell them where we can be found?
Yeah, we can be found on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Werlanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, Werlanda, COCWS. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good. Hope to see you on the next cup.
Know that you are loved.
Mm-hmm.
Treat other people. Treat everybody the way that you would like to be treated.
If you want to be treated like an asshole, you need to get your head checked a little bit. You need a therapist.
Well, it's like if you want to draw that to you, go right ahead. Be my guest. Now, the Santa Claus, but I should have said to put Krampus in there too. Because Santa was a matter of rewarding those who had been good.
Mm-hmm.
Krampus was rewarding those who had not. We need to be reminded.
He stuffed people in a sack.
Yes, he did. We need to be reminded that there are consequences for negative behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Kat.
Well, this is our sign. She's like, y'all are running too long.
Yeah. Anyhow, know that you're loved. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.